But what happened in that last heat? I didn't get to see the end of it.
Hubby coming in at the end with another good barrel on the right here. So 2 good barrels on rights, and with some maneuvers even after the barrel, some spins, some open face waves. So, and both of them were on good size sets, and he got high scores, high 7s.
Sick. All right, this must have happened now while we were.
This is while we were at commercial. This is our rider in
Jared
the red.
Houston from South Africa.
And Bobby Quinona is a Puerto Rican. Look at this left-hander stalling perfectly in that barrel. Look at the timing.
He looks like he's just toying with it. He's just playing with that barrel and power roll through the lip. Bobby Quinones. I mean, this guy was on fire in the trials. He's a seasoned competitor, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around since 2002, 2003.
Yeah, maybe even before that. He might have been on the scene. Here's another replay of Bobby just toying with his barrel. You can see him dragging his legs just to slow himself down and getting his body off the board just to create a little more drag. And quite a deep little flaring section off the end here and a nice power roll through the roof into the flats.
Yeah, that was as strong as a wave as you could ask for. I mean, riding the barrel, coming out with a roll. Very, very nice wave for Bobby.
Yep, pretty long barrel too. So I think the judges are going to like that. And we got a bit of a score update here on our little mobile scoring system.
So Jared Houston coming out with a 4.38 on his opening wave. George Humphreys a 1.15. Still waiting for a score for the rider in yellow, Bobby Quinones. Should be coming through momentarily. Magna with a 1.7 for that bottom turn into the 360. But I'm going to tell you right now, Bobby Quinones is going to come out with the lead here.
Yeah,
in just a moment.
I got a feeling.
Once again, so many boats out here as we take a look back on Cabra. Sasha Specker, I'm still Eric Apple. Thanks for checking us out here, the Arica Chilean Challenge. As you see our rider in blue, George Humphreys, a big roll there to start things off. Throwing a 360, looking for a barreling section, and he finds a second roll.
He's keeping busy. You know, thanks for having me here, Apple. I always love being in the booth and commentating.
Well, you look so nice with your
thank you.
shirt
Well,
on.
it's business time. I'm down here at the contest. I want to try and make a couple heats. So I put on a good shirt and.
You look like a professional.
Thank you. I'm trying. And you can see this heat. Guys are pretty busy. You know, only not even 5 minutes gone. And here's the replay of that last wave from George Humphreys. Just a nice extended arm roll. He kind of landed at the top of the wave, but found good control again. Pocket spin, and then another roll section off the end. Just keep him busy.
Yeah. Now we will let you know that Bobby Quinones' first wave, a 6.63. So like we said, he's taking the lead with a 6.63. Still waiting for a score for the last wave from George Humphreys that we just saw, but I don't know if it's going to beat Bobby Quinones' opening ride.
All right, so I think these heat number 3 competitors, they've had a bit of the upper hand here today because they've had 2 heats to watch. You know, they were rocked up at the beach. They had an hour of surfing that they could judge. You know, without having to risk anything just yet, and that kind of familiarized themselves with what they have to deal with in the heat. So that definitely gives them an upper hand with regards to figuring out what's going on.
Yeah, it sure does. Right now, we're going to go down to Mr. Hubbard. He is joined by Yo-Yo, our beach commentator and local Chilean, who's going to tell us what's up. Yo-Yo, down to you.
Here we are with the winner of the last heat, Mr. Dave Huard. Congratulations, Dave. Tell us about the last heat, please.
Oh yeah, it was kind of a little bit slow at the start, and I didn't, get off to a great start, but finished off well, and that's, I guess, what counts. So I'm stoked.
It was a very tight hit, but you fixed it in the last minutes. And if you can tell us about the first right hand that you catch, it is something special that you saw on that wave.
Yeah, I was kind of looking for the rights, thinking I was going to be some maybe barrels or ramp opportunities there with a little bit more of a completion success rate. So it turned out to be the case and got a couple tubes.
And please, Dave, tell us if you prefer to serve flopos with medium size, or you prefer with the swell that we were waiting for?
Probably medium I'm more comfortable with, but let's take whatever Mother Nature gives us and go for it, I guess.
Well, Dave, thank you very much, and I hope to see you here again, no? Thanks a lot.
Aloha.
I'm back to you guys. Thank you very much.
Back straight into the action here. That was Jared Houston scooping into
barrel.
a bomb. Wow. And How's it just driving through that section? I don't know what the judge is going to give him, but that was pretty impressive.
He rode that barrel for quite a long time, and he really hung in there.
I think it was quite a big wave too. I mean, I haven't seen many guys getting set waves that size and driving through barrels. So I'm interested to see what the judge is going to give him. We've got a little replay here.
Look at this dropping in, scooping immediately under the lip, and getting right into that perfect position, showing good posture. Wave spinning, he disappears completely, comes out with the foam ball. Sasha, how much better could he have really ridden that wave?
I don't know. I think he read that thing perfectly. I mean, it was kind of a slow barrel, but really heavy. And by scooping into it like that, he put himself into the deepest possible position and just let that foam ball push him out. Here you can see how he's slowing down, dragging his legs, and he is really deep. I mean, that angle really shows how far behind the section he was. And then just coming out as late as possible with that foam ball. I'm sure the judges are going to love that. They haven't seen much of that today. So that was pretty sick.
And when we talk about scooping, we talk about these guys, really, digging their rail and, digging their inside leg, almost spreading their legs like a Y.
Yep.
To slow themselves down and hook themselves into the wave. Correct, Sasha?
That's it. That's the whole idea is to try and position yourself as deep in the barrel as possible. So if you can see that the wave is going to be kind of slow, but still barreling, what the guys are doing is they're kind of taking off as late as possible and under the lip, and just slowing themselves down by dragging their legs and using their core muscles. These guys have got incredibly strong cores just by using their body torque to slow themselves down as much as possible in the barrel and still gain control and exit the barrel with control. And that was a perfect display of that by Jared Houston on that last wave. So he actually got a 7.58 for that. So the judges obviously liked it. They rewarded him accordingly, and that's what you get.
And that's a good score for him, especially considering that Jared has never really done that well here in Arica, but has always been someone that we thought could perform at a high level here. Absolutely.
These waves do suit his riding. He loves big sections, which you can find on that right and the left and such. And he's definitely no stranger to big barrels. So this is somewhere where he should be at home.
And again, he's paddling.
He's just keeping busy out here. Jared, it looks like he might be locking into another barrel here.
This, pushing out through the foam ball, he does. And that'll give him a good third score. So with a 7.5 and a 4.3, Jared Houston, the young man who we just talked about, who has not done so well here, has already got a third high score with less than 10 minutes gone here in the heat.
Here's another replay of that last one. Pretty good little barrel on the takeoff, and then it just kind of pinched a little, but he managed to push through quite with a lot of control, showing the judges that control, and I think that's what they're going to like. And it did actually improve the situation. So he got a 4.95.
Wow.
And not much, but enough. I think this angle shows a bit better. He was nice and deep. I think that's what the judges really liked. So
he's going to be comfortable now.
Absolutely. I think maybe because he hasn't had so many good results here in the past years, he just came out of the gates guns blazing here today. He wants to make a point that he can do it, and he's definitely stepping up to the plate.
Well, he's currently ranked number 17 on the IBA World Tour, and he wants to break into the top 10, I'm sure.
Of course. That's where we all want to be. That's where it's at, and especially just stay in those top 16 just to stay on tour for next year. It's still early on. We've only had 2 events. This is our 3rd event on the tour. And
there's the 3rd event of the GoPro IBA World Tour.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. This is why.
We got to tag it correctly.
That's
also,
right.
we want to thank the Municipalidad de Arica, as well as Tomate Surf Shop, as well as our presenting sponsors, Science Bodyboards. Thank you to Mike Stewart, Movie Star, as well as Lon Airlines.
Without those guys, this wouldn't be possible.
Of course.
So thank you very much, guys.
And like I said, the Municipalidad, the local government here in Arica, really contributed to this event as well.
That's awesome to see. Without the support of the local government, this stuff wouldn't be happening. And you can see the competitors are just bunched up in the lineup there. I guess the whole priority rule here just eliminates any sort of hassling. So the guys don't need to worry. They can sit out there comfortably knowing who's next and just taking their turn as it goes.
Now tell me, how chilly is the water this morning, Sasha?
It's not too bad. I think it may have dropped a degree or 2 since yesterday. I'm in a 3-2 full suit. I got a nice new XL, so I'm definitely not complaining. I was warm, but I mean, for most guys that are not used to cold water, this is pretty fresh.
Here we go, Magno. Look at this left-hander driving, hooking in under that barrel. Wow, perfect barrel there for a minute. And he gets lipped down to the bottom there at the last second, but he was driving for quite a while.
I don't know if the judges are going to score that as complete, but we'll see what happens.
Bobby Quinones hooking in, look at this.
Wow. He's just driving through some crazy
Not
sections.
going to make it out of that one, unfortunately, for Mr. Quinones.
That looked pretty heavy off the end there. It looked like it was pretty shallow. And he's lucky if he didn't hit the reef or get hurt on that last one, so I hope he's okay. And you see some of the younger competitors in the water. George Humphreys and Jared Houston just hanging out in the lineup. They're probably exchanging some words on a friendly note, you know. They're buddies, and they respect each other. And that's what it's all about out here.
All right, well, we have some questions pouring in for you now, Sasha. Sasha, James Lawrence wants to know what camera you use for taking pics of other bodyboarders.
Well, James, I am currently using Canon setup. I used to be using a 7D for a while, and now I've just upgraded to a little 5D Mark III. Hope that helps you, buddy.
Jake Evans wants to know, Sasha, when you get a good wave, do you ever claim it?
I guess I probably would if I get an absolute bomb one day. I haven't had many of those.
As you see Bobby Quinones driving on this left, look how big this barrel is.
That thing is massive. I mean, if I got one of those and I made it out clean, I probably would be claiming it. That's pretty wild. So, but I'm not really someone to claim much.
Let's see. Saul McCready wants to know, Sasha, what do you think is the best trick as far as points here in the Arica Challenge?
Well, I mean, that's a good one, actually, because I think it's all going to depend on what kind of a wave you're taking off on. If you're on a big set wave and you get a big ramp, then I'd probably go for a reverse air. And I think if you get a nice big reverse air or maybe an air forward out of a bowl, those two, if you execute those with maximum air and a good, clean, controlled execution, I reckon those are going to give you potential 10-point rides. That's my guess.
There you go. That's a solid answer right there. Well, while we're waiting to see some more waves, we have a nice little GoPro feature right now that we're going to talk to you guys about. If Ren and the boys can roll the tape, let's check it out.
Who we got here? This looks like Babby. Mad Dog. What a legend. Oh, my goodness. How's the view in that thing? And this is during his heat. This is during the heat of the trials. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the GoPro footage that we've been getting throughout the entire tour has been amazing. This is not going to be any different.
Yeah, Babby is an incredible tube rider. I mean, there he was just going through 2 sections in the barrel and then rolling out. And that's during an event with a camera strapped to his back, all chilled. Look at him. Such a good vibe all the time. And I love Babby. What a guru.
He's definitely having a good time on that one.
Yep. He's just toying with it. Absolutely.
So, 14 and a half minutes to go. Let's give you an update. Jared Houston still in first. George Humphreys in second. Bobby Quinones in third. Magno Passos in fourth. We still have yet to see a score come in for Bobby Quinones' second wave, but not really coming as a complete wave. He was in that barrel for quite a while. He does need just a very, very small score to move up to second. As we see a rider in white, Magno Passos, coming in and out of the barrel, exits out just in time, and dips out the back.
And Magno is in pretty serious need of some scores here, so that's definitely going to help his cause. I don't know if it's going to be a massive score, but definitely something. Here's a bit of a replay. How's that paddling style? Both hands in front, super fast. You can see he's dragging his legs to get nice and deep in the barrel. And he was pretty far behind that first section and comes out clean. So the judges are definitely going to like that. But I don't know exactly how much he's going to get. We'll see in a moment. You can see Mike Stewart on the beach. He's just arrived, working with the fans. Always awesome to see. And Mike actually celebrated his 50th birthday.
I saw the pictures
last week. So
I can't believe it.
We got him some cake and had a little celebration at the hotel with him. And young as ever, let me tell you.
The guy's amazing.
Yeah, incredible. Inspiration. He's probably been doing that for about 20 years.
No, 30.
30 years, there we go. So
I mean,
awesome to see.
30 years ago, 1983, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Awesome to see. It's awesome to see, you know, riders of this caliber and you know, the top of the sport, icons that are so involved with the fans, taking their time, you know, before the heats and the contests in the morning, just coming down, spending a few minutes out in the crowd and just, you know, signing autographs and interacting. And I think that's super important if you want to be a professional athlete. That's going to be something that you really need to do and focus on if you want to be a successful,
For sure.
a successful sports icon.
I mean, it could be argued that Mike Stewart could be called one of the, you know, the greatest athletes of the 20th century. I mean, the way he dominated the sport of bodyboarding for 12, 13, 14 years is just overwhelming.
Yep, it's incredible. I mean, not only bodyboarding, you're looking at body surfing and some of the water imagery that he shot and he's been a part of with those water projects that he's shot. I know he's just been working with a big production crew a few weeks ago in South Africa, shooting a bunch of stuff. So, you know, he's very involved with all aspects of wave riding and capturing imagery of waves and wave riding. You know, he's been in it for a long time.
George Humphreys.
Jared Houston.
Sorry, Jared Houston.
Sorry, buddy. A little correction there.
I was going to correct it.
Oh, Jared corrected his way out of that barrel. And yeah, he's still driving through the end. Came out of two good sections, and that last one just kind of pinched on him. But he's trying to improve some pretty decent scores, so he's just going for it, which is a smart move on Jared's behalf.
So once again, let's get a heat update. Jared Houston in the lead, 12.53. George Humphreys at 7.23. And Bobby Quinones, we still have yet to see a second or third score coming for him, although he does have more than one wave. So we'll get updated here as soon as possible.
You can see Babby just scooping into another one as it blows out. Little spin in the pocket. And nice little looping roll out. That was almost dry rocks that he fell onto. Wow. He's lucky he didn't get hurt. And you can see him scratching over the shallow reef there, as we've got some bigger sets rolling through. For those of you who don't know where we are or what we're doing here today, I'm just going to fill you in here. We're in Arica, Chile for the GoPro IBA Arica Chilean Challenge, round 1 of the Grand Slam Series event. This is round 1 of the top 24 riders, 7 trialists, 2 wildcards are all competing here today.
And, you know, you could call it the first round of our South American tour.
Absolutely.
You know,
this is it. This is the first round of what is going to be an amazing South American leg. You know, we got a qualifying series event down in Antofagasta next week, and then from there we move over to Brazil.
And Sasha, you know, let the fans know, can guys who are already qualified on the World Tour compete in Antofagasta?
Absolutely. You know, it's actually what the event promoters are trying to do. We're trying to promote these guys coming down there because they want these big names to come and do the qualifying series events and experience this. And there's good money in these events, you know. So they, why wouldn't you? I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
and while Sasha was answering my question, George Humphreys really found a good barrel there on the left-hand side, bailed out at the last moment, but he was under the lip for quite a while driving through that barrel, so he's going to get a nice clean score.
That was a pretty big wave too. I think we're going to have a replay here. Look at this thing. Solid set wave. George Humphreys, you know, he's a young competitor, but very experienced. He knows what he's doing. And just driving through some crazy sections. Comes out and then just opts to bail out of that wave before it goes almost onto dry rocks probably. And this is another angle of it. It's a pretty solid wave. Looks like we had water photographer there just getting the shot. And George Humphreys, I mean, he's a skilled bodyboarder for that tender age he's at.
Sasha, Ariel wants to know who's the most stylish rider in your opinion?
Ariel, wow, that's quite a question. I don't know. There's so many guys on tour that have so many unique styles and are ripping so hard that it's pretty hard to say who's the most stylish rider, you know. There's some of the younger guys I find incredible. Just to say George Humphreys, for instance, you know, he's got an awesome style. He's fast down the line. He's got good control. And, you know, I want to say, you know, obviously the guys like Ben Player and Amari Laverne, Pierre-Louis Costes, all of them have amazing styles. So for me, I don't really want to pick anyone in specific. They all have their unique vibes and styles going on. So it's definitely it's definitely a difficult one for me to answer. But there's so many good guys out there. You know, even Moroccan guy, Brahimi Douche, you know, his style is so unique, and he tweaks his inverts so hard, and he's got an awesome style in smaller waves. And then some of the guys in bigger waves, you know, you have even guys like, you know, Mike Stewart, who's been doing it longer than anyone else. He knows how to ride a barrel and makes it look easy, which is part of the style, is making it look easy. So, sorry, buddy, I couldn't really answer that question for you directly, but I hope that explains some things for you. And you can see George Humphreys is already back in the lineup with the rest of the boys. So that just shows you the lineup is pretty small here. You know, end of the wave, back to the lineup. Probably takes you a minute and a half to paddle back. And that obviously allows for maximum wave riding. And the guys are really making the most of the waves out here. On the screen, what do we got?
Take a look at it. So Jared Houston with a commanding, or not too much of a commanding lead, I take that back. But still, a good score nonetheless with 7.5 and a 7.2. George Humphreys with 6.3 and a 6.08. And Babby Quinona is 6.3, 6.6 and a 4.7. Magno Passos with a 5.2 and a 2.7. So Magno, you know, he really could get a wave relatively easily and bump himself up to third place if he gets a little bit over a 7 there. But still over 6 minutes to go here in the third heat of the day, and things can certainly change, as we saw back in the second heat with David Hubbard taking the lead away in the last minute.
Absolutely. I mean, 6.5 minutes left. Anything can happen. You know, Magno needs a 7.23, I think it is. And, you know, it's completely attainable out here in any sort of opportunity that you get. So I don't see him being in any sort of dangerous position just yet. He's very well still within striking distance of all the other three competitors.
Sasha, Joshua Watson wants to know what your favorite pocket serving wave on the East Coast is. Is it B-Walls? As we see Bobby Quinona's paddling.
I'll get to you now, Josh. Let's just talk us through this. Okay, Babby in and out. There we go. So not such a good way for Babby. He's looking for something better than a 6.38, or his worst score is a 4.7. So he's trying to replace that, and that wasn't going to do it, so he opted out. Josh, I enjoy B-Wall, actually. Port Macquarie is a really awesome place, especially for bodyboarding. You know, we got B-Wall, we got, I think it's called North Wall, the other side of the inlet there, and I mean, B-Wall is an awesome wave. It's a rip ball, good power, and nice and fast if you get the right one, and a sick barrel. So, yeah, I probably want to say that is my favorite pocket wave on the East Coast. Good call, buddy.
Let's see some other questions. Jake Evans wants you to know that Liam Gray wants to have a claim it battle with you.
A claim it battle. Tell Liam next time he sees me, hit me up and let's do it. I'm keen.
Also, Riley wants to know what's the best break that you've served on the East Coast of Australia?
Wow.
You better say nuggets.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've
Aussie pipe nuggets.
Maybe I've never actually surfed Aussie pipe, and I've only been lucky enough to visit Nugget a handful of times.
Magno, look at this, perfect posture in the barrel. Oh, doesn't come out the last.
He
minute.
really needed that too. Magno's in a bit of spot of bother here, so wow, that's very unlucky from the Brazilian powerhouse. I don't know. Back to that question. I mean, the East Coast is so varied for me. I really enjoy surfing Shark Island with some of the local boys. They're a good crew, and I don't know. I guess Box Beach, another one of my favorite waves. I really enjoy that. I don't know. I've had a few really good sessions that are memorable. I'd be probably the worst person to ask because I haven't had that many opportunities to surf a lot of different waves out there. But I guess I have a handful of ones that I'd pick would probably be Nuggin and Box Beach and maybe Shark Island. You can see the competitors for the next heat just getting ready to jump in. And photographer on the side there, Pablo Jimenez, he's been capturing some great images throughout this event.
Sure.
He's had the trials covered, and now he's just joining the boys in the water for the main event.
And you can see we have our ski out the back, our water patrol.
I like that shot. It gives a good perspective of what it takes out here and what the competitors have to go through to get out there. And that is how small the keyhole is. That little draining gully is what you have to aim for when you're coming in after your heat. So it's pretty technical and it's pretty dangerous out there. And those rocks are definitely not smooth or soft, let me tell you.
George Humphreys in blue. Look at that.
Wow, that was
Great
a
roll.
massive roll. George Humphreys taking to the air.
Just boosting, projecting out, upside down.
He's impressing me. I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to see him surf that much, and that was a very well-timed and executed roll.
Look at the way he
Look
hit
at this.
it perfectly. Perfect.
I mean, the judges are going to love that, and he landed it perfectly. Wow, that was an amazing angle. Magno Passos keeping busy. He needs a score.
Man, he keeps looking for these. Is it finally going to pay off? It looks like it will.
So that's it. Magno Passos really needs this. A barrel with 2 rolls. And that's definitely going to get him out of that position that he's in. He has got a 5.28 already.
Yeah,
so
he'd been looking for that one for quite a while. I mean,
exactly,
so many waves.
exactly. So I mean, he has to replace a 3.75, and I think he's definitely going to do it on that. But
Here we go with the replay.
is it going to be enough? I don't know.
Hooking in immediately, just driving for the barrel, not really thinking of anything else at the beginning of that wave, and he rolls out of it clean right there with the spit.
Yeah, judges are going to like this, and backs it up with another roll. So. What he's trying to do, he's trying to get a 7.23 to get into second place and bump George Humphreys out of that spot. But I don't know what the judges are going to give him. We'll see. And as soon as we have an update for that, we'll fill you in. You can see Jared Houston just looking back. I think he saw what George Humphreys did. He's going, okay, I got to keep my...
And Magno, too. I mean, that could very well put him up into second place as we see these guys paddling hard.
Exactly.
Look at this set wave. Anybody going to be in position? I don't think so. They're going to be caught inside, maybe.
So what happened here? What did Magno Passos get?
Magno pulling in a 7.35 on the wave, and just like we said, you know, that's going to change the outlook on this heat. Puts it up into second place. Jared Houston still the lead with a 14.78. George Humphreys now needs a 6.21 to get back into advanced position, and Bobby Quinones is looking for another score in the 6 range.
I mean, this heat's pretty stacked. What's happened here? I mean, Bobby was in second a moment ago. Then George Humphreys moved up to second. All of a sudden, Bobby's in fourth, Magno's in second, and George is out of the loop again in third. So the only person that's really kept it consistent here is Jared Houston, who started off strong right in the beginning and has just kind of held his ground. But that just shows you know, things can change really quick.
Yeah, of course. With waves this good and, you know, guys capable of getting high scores, the landscape can change at any moment.
Absolutely. The scoring potential of the waves out here is incredible, and these guys are, you know, at the top of the game. They know what it takes and do whatever they can. So we got any more questions here from some of the guys, maybe?
We got tons of them. So that's the end of heat number 3. Jared Houston with the win, the South African. Magno Passos claiming second place in the final seconds of that heat. And in our 4th heat, we have Jeff Hubbard, Jacob Romero, Brahim Idouche, as well as Diego Cabrera.
That is a stacked heat as well.
And the sets are coming in as we speak. Look at this lineup out the back. Look at this wave.
So this is actually not during the heat now. We're kind of in transition between 2 heats. These guys are just scratching to get into safety.